Morrow Mondays is back after the mid-season break, and we're here with Potlatch, episode 8 of season 2, and we're going to dive straight into free facts about this belter of an episode.
Yeah, free facts. So, fact number 1, it was the death of Luann Delaney. So, Luann Delaney, I wouldn't say she's been a major character, but she's played a pretty decent role in the show so far. Of course, it's important that she is the wife of Otto and the best friend of Gemma, and now she's no more because she got murdered. Yeah, so that's it.
That's pretty much it. A death.
Delaney.
Very factual. Fact numero 2.
Fact numero 2 is the beginning of the romance with Opie and Lila. I mean, they might have hinted at it in previous episodes, but it was confirmed in this episode that they've been hanging out and dating. So, yeah, it looks like Opie, I'm not saying he's forgotten about Donna, I'm not saying he's moved on, but at least he's trying to find happiness with his new old lady. And let's be honest, I mean, Lila just seems like more of an old lady than Donna done. I mean, or Donna does, or did. Did. Past tense.
Yeah, two very different people.
Yeah.
One was like their own person, well, this person will just go whatever way you tell them to go. And the final fact, it was the only death of a dog.
Yep, so Jack paid $4,000 for what looked like a German Shepherd, and I hope he kept the receipt because Georgie Caruso killed the dog, or at least someone killed it on Georgie's order.
Like, you're always led to believe that the club's skint, and he's sitting there spending four G's on a dog.
How much would he spend on the dog walking? But anyway, guys, that is the free facts. And now we move on to the episode. So, yeah, I mean, the mid-season break was a little bit longer than we hoped it would be, but we're back now. We're ready
back.
to go.
We've got the ticks, we've got the green dollar signs.
We've got the Mondays, we've got the Tuesdays, Morrow Mondays, Teller Tuesdays, and we will be uploading these feeds Monday and Tuesday every week until the end of season 2. So we kick off this episode with
the beginning of the episode with Tara finishing.
No, mate, we kick off with the ending of the episode, fun enough.
Well, you know, it was actually the ending of the manuscript, which, again, why is Jax... I get why Jax is hyping it up, but what did he think Tara was going to learn for this?
Yeah, so Jax is sitting at the table, Tara then...
Not the table, it was his kitchen table.
No, the kitchen table. That's a good point, I had to point that out there.
Funny if Tara was sitting at the actual
There's
table.
a big difference between Jax's kitchen table and the club table. So
massive difference.
I guess Jax sits at the head of the table when it's his kitchen table, doesn't he?
Well, he can if he wants, aye.
Or he can let Tara sit there if he wants, I guess. Anyway, Jax is sitting there. Tara then throws down the manuscript at Jax, and it's obviously his dad's, JT's letters, and she's like, I've read the letters, and it's almost like Jax is kind of expecting, like, a revolution here or something, or expecting Tara to come out with some, like, groundbreaking, like, new opinion on the club, and it's like, what could really be in those letters that's going to get Tara, like, literally doing headstands around the kitchen and being delighted about the fact that, you know, Jax is in this club?
Because see, at the end of the day, right, Jax may tell Tara more than, like, other people would know, but she doesn't know it. She's not in it.
I get it. No, Jax might be trying to portray that, oh, look, no, my father had a better vision of the club and whatever, but let's be real, I still don't think it's squeaky clean.
No.
I still think Tara would prefer if there was no club.
And Jax
whether it be Clay's vision or JT's vision.
And Jax even says it may take time and blood. I mean, if it takes time and blood to get out and make it more legit, it's kind of still dirty.
Yep, very dirty.
If you have to get dirty to become clean, you're still getting dirty.
Yep.
But again, then we get Clay and Gemma. Clay's battered here. He's sipping on his coffee.
In fairness, Jax was bruised up as well, so it was 50-50.
Jax was bruised,
more
but
than
Clay. Clay looked... Aye, but I think Clay just came across more as battered.
Well, I think if you
There's a reason why he kept the sunglasses on for the whole fucking episode.
I think if you looked at the two faces, you would have thought Clay won in prison.
Aye, but he didn't.
Well, the sunglasses don't lie, brother.
I know. He's sitting reading his newspaper. He's fucking with sunglasses on. But yeah, Gemma basically asked about why did the fight happen. He's like, it was Donna, brother. It was bound to happen. It's in his DNA.
She decides that she's going to throw a family dinner. Clay doesn't think it's the best time, but he says, you know what, do whatever you want. Then we see Jax pay a visit to Hale. They're talking about Stall, talking about the ATF, and then Hale confirms to Jax that that Mr. League of Nations is protected. So
well.
Yeah. So Bell is protected.
Because the FBI are looking into him. Then Jax realises at this point that the reason why Stall was trying to get the MC to job at the IRA was to get a case against him. And then when Hale's like, why, what you on about? Jack's like, figure it out, deputy. Surely Hale had it already figured out.
Yeah.
I mean, he is smarter than Unser. So I didn't get that. We cut to the clubhouse. Half Sack has returned for like a couple of episodes hiatus. He's got his full sack back, but he doesn't get a name change. We've got Tig.
Wait. Hold on a second here. Is Hale smarter than Unser, or does Unser just turn a blind eye?
No, I'd actually say Unser's smarter than Hale. What? But I would only say that in the later seasons.
Aye, when he's not a cop.
Aye.
That's what, when he's actually doing police business, he turns a blind eye to anything that SAMCRO is doing.
Aye, but to this point, I think you would say that Hale's smarter than Unser until you find out. So
basically, Unser's a genius, but he pretends he's a dipshit to let the Sons get away with stuff throughout the first 3 seasons.
That's pretty much it.
That's kind of it. Anyway, like you said, let's move on.
We're in the clubhouse. Half Sack's showing everyone his nuts because guess what? They're all right now. You got a ball.
Now, they get asked if they're supposed to be that swollen. One of them says, it's supposed to be that big. And then one's bigger than the other. Half Sack says, and then Tig turns around and says, I don't know, man. I think mine are both equally huge and definitely could be quote of the episode. I thought that was great.
Oh, it could be, but I feel like towards the ending segment, there was a bunch of great ones swung in there.
There was, aye. I mean, it's going to be it's always a tough choice when it comes to...
Chucky has about 5 to himself.
Quote the fucking episode, man.
And talking of Chucky, we sit down with the Chinese. But I guess before...
Lynn needs guns.
I guess before this, we did have, like, them kind of discussing what's up with Jackson Clem. We're going to speak to them individually and see if we can get to the truth. But anyway, back to the Chinese. Henry Lynn gets a sit down. Clay sits down, repping the sunglasses as per usual. And he's like,
Didn't I look weak in front of Henry Lynn?
Last time we were here, Henry, we were firing shots at each other. Henry's like, well, the Hamas Express is dried up because INS is getting full, so I'm going to need guns. Clay says, how many? He's like, double.
All you can get, I'll pay you double.
As soon as it says double, Clay's eyes light up, the sunglasses blow off.
Yeah, it's all about the AKs and shotguns.
And then he throws in the grand prize, Chucky.
But it turns out that Clay doesn't want the grand prize. He wants the second prize. He just wants the money for the guns.
But why wouldn't he take Chucky?
We see that Chucky's had his fingers cut off. Lynn says that the masturbation was pissing him off. And Chucky says it turns out that you only need 2 fingers to work a calculator. So Lynn says that his daughter's new boyfriend is an accountant and that he is going to take over from Chucky. So he doesn't even really need him anymore. So he's thrown him into the deal.
What age is Lynn? You wouldn't even think he's that old.
You know, I was thinking that. I mean, his daughter must be pretty young. Anyway, Chucky is going to go back with SAMCRO, but Clay's like, nah, we don't want him. Lynn's a bit confused. He said, I thought he was a friend of yours. And Clay's like, nah, he's no friend of mine. Chucky then on the way says, like, come on, Clay, please don't leave me here. Lynn will kill me. He's a psychopath. Then Clay says, you're already dead to me, Chucky. One of Lynn's big heavies. Well, I say big heavies. He's a wee Asian man at the end of the day. So
exactly.
one of the wee yellow guys punches, what's his name?
Chucky in the gut.
Chucky in the gut. And then Tig has a moment of empathy, I guess, for Chucky, and he's like, you know what? Nah, we'll take him. Clay then again he looks at Tig and he can't see his eyes because of the sunglasses, but you just got a feeling that Clay's got this kind of what the fuck do you mean we'll take him look in his eyes.
Exactly, but again, why couldn't Clay just I will take him, and then as soon as they get outside, right, Chucky, go your own way.
Clay doesn't really give a shit, man, does he?
He doesn't, but there's just really no need for to let this guy just get killed for literally just saying no.
Well, he is Otto's best friend apparently, so you'd think that would mean something to Clay.
But I think Clay was about to do one good deed here, so he couldn't do 2 because he shows up, speaks to Elliot. They talk about
this is a knife.
This is a raped your little girl. Well, the knife didn't, but they used the knife.
I mean, does it? It's almost like Clay's trying to rub it in. He's trying to intimidate or manipulate.
No, but see, every time he says it, Elliot always gives the same response. I know what it is.
Yeah, I know, but of course Elliot's going to know what it is. He's hardly going to forget overnight.
What's that?
He's hardly going to.
That's strawberry jam on a knife.
Clay's going to be like, oh, here's the knife that we used to kill the rapist that raped your little girl. He's hardly going to suddenly go, oh, I forgot that happened, Clay. I mean, thanks for reminding me.
Thanks.
Bullshit. So Clay says that he needs some land, and that, you know, if he gets some of the land, then Clay will help him win his turn at going for mayor.
And also that he won't burn them on the bail money, because it was a good thing Elliot did.
He did. Then again, I guess he did it for his daughter, but still, who cares? He done it. We then get the club then visit Edmund Hayes.
Well, we kind of get that going on while you've got like Jax taking care of business at Caracara, then Opie, Bobby, and Chucky show up. Because, a dog has been killed at Caracara because Georgie... And I thought about this during the episode. Like, why does Georgie Caruso think he can go toe-to-toe with the Sons?
Maybe he's big time. Maybe he doesn't really know who the Sons are. Maybe they've never crossed paths before.
No, I'm not saying you can't argue that, but to me, he's going to such extreme lengths, which is essentially just a porn rival. Like, literally killing a dog, breaking in, threatening people's lives, beating women up. I mean, he beat Lila up.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit forced. Like, I get you could argue he's trying to run Luan out of business so he can be the number one guy, but I mean,
surely he should be like, hold on here. I mean, they seem rich and well enough off, so I don't understand why they need to make this push.
It seems like they're doing better than Luan anyway, because at the start of the season, like, Luan was talking about how her girls were going over to Georgie and stuff, because obviously her place got burnt down.
You would almost think he's got the backing of Sobel.
He's untouchable.
Which he doesn't. He doesn't have the backing of Sobel, but you would almost think that.
But here he gets backed into a corner. We get a pretty funny scene where Chucky approaches the big black guy, and he's got like a disc on his finger.
Mutilation fetish.
He gives it to him and says, "Here, give this to your boss. It's mutilation fetish." So the big black guy goes, and Chucky alerts SAMCRO that he's here. Black guy comes back and tells Chucky, nah, he's not interested. And Chucky's like, hey, I got one more thing, and he just pokes him in the eye and runs off. Thought it was really funny. This allows SAMCRO to come in. SAMCRO confront Georgie, who pulls a gun on them. But SAMCRO manages to wrestle the gun away, and by the time the black man comes back with Chucky, you know, they're ambushed and they're held at gunpoint. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then they just destroy his laptop, and then it's like, and then the black
Opie
guy
gives a threat saying, stay away from Lila or I'll kill you.
And then, like, at this point, they leave. Georgie's basically gave his dues, so to speak. The black guy comes in, what are we going to do, Georgie? He's like, and he looks at him, and you're thinking, well, what are they going to do? What is their next move? Because I'll be honest, right? See, at this point, I think the Sons have been extremely lenient to them.
Yeah.
I think. See, if this is season 7, right?
Oh fuck! I think Jax
walks in and fucking. See the woman in the reception? Dead.
Probably just blow the.
And also, it's Jax dealing with it. I'd like this scene if this was Clay and like Tig, for example.
Yeah, but then again, Clay doesn't really want anything to do with the business, so. I get. Kind of is Jax's thing.
I guess that is true. But yeah, Chibs wakes up. He's dazed. He's got his head. It's the first appearance of Chibs in 2 episodes, I believe. So yeah, Tommy Flanagan got 2 episodes off. Don't know what he was filming. Maybe it's just for the sake of the script. Who knows? And there's a black Irish woman in the room, and who is it?
Fiona.
It is Fiona. Turns out it's his actual wife. They never got divorced, and we learn here that Chibs has a daughter living in Ireland.
Yeah, because fucking Tara comes in and tells her
Maggie Seth comes in.
This is for family only, immediate family only, and then Gemma's like, yep, she is family. Then Gemma tells Tara that there's only 3 women she's ever been afraid of, and she's one of them. I'm not too sure why. I mean, I don't know why Gemma would be afraid of her Fiona, but apparently she is.
I think you do kind of get the vibe though from her that she is legit. She's not just all talk. Like we see in the future, like in season 3, that she is capable of handling herself.
I suppose.
And she's 3rd generation IRA. I remember when Stoll was describing her. So I mean, that's a pretty good accolade, so to speak. But regardless, yeah, I mean, Gemma's
dirty IRA bastards.
At least when she's talking about like her 3rd grade math teacher, that's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Her mother, alright, fair enough. But yeah, seems like she wouldn't really be scared.
Don't mess with Fiona.
Of anyone, in my opinion. But yeah, so who knows? Jimmy O must be in town. That guy Jimmy O. Because then Clay, Tig, Half Sack. Who else turns up? I can't even remember who turns up. Happy. They turn up at Edmund's house, basically demanding where their guns went. And again, even here, Clay's very lenient. Half-Sack's the guy being the most threatening. He's the one that stands up, wants to offer Edmund a square go. And Clay's like, it's alright, we'll just get another shipment. I know Clay's kind of just playing it cool. He's like, well, we know you've dealt guns to Sobel, you dirty fucking Fenian bastard, but it's alright. It's okay, we're going to leave, brother. And then they do leave, which then prompts, what's Sobel's daughter's name? Polly. She comes out, and she's like, who's Jimmy O? He's like, oh, it's no one you wouldn't like to meet, brother. So yeah, we've kind of got a few mentions of Jimmy O this episode. We did get a mention of him in episode 4. And then Chib said Chucky Arla. So are we getting hyped up for Jimmy O yet?
Jimmy O, brother. Jimmy O.
True. IRA, brother. Oh, hell. Yeah. And then we do get the big meeting. So to speak, we do get Clay, Tig, Half-Sack, who's been keeping watch on the guns. Half-Sack has tracked them to a rest stop. So we get Clay, Tig, and Happy. Clay's trying to get the rest of them on the phone, but they are in their own trouble because Jax, Bobby, Chucky's with OP as well. They're trying to get in contact with Leroy, but turns out who owns Leroy's new spot?
The Lions.
And I thought this was a really good scene. All of this, where basically Alvarez comes in. Jax is like, can you get this over done with quick with dinner with mom? It's like, so I'm not invited. He's like, well, we might need someone to throw out a few tables. And he's like,
bust a few tables. And then Jax get busted in the face. Basically threatens him. And he's like, yeah, get these guys out of here and take their patch. Then Jax is like, the only way this cut's coming off my back is if I'm dead. And this does seem a little bit cringy in my opinion. Like, I think things like this, I don't really like this. I mean, Jax is literally willing to die here over a patch. I get it's important to them.
That's the way it is, though. I feel like with MCs, they are, if you're loyal, you're loyal.
I know, but to me...
No, I'll admit, it does come across as a bit cringy.
The fact that Jax, Bobby, and Opie are willing to, be eliminated here because they don't want to lose their patch, I mean... that doesn't really seem to benefit SAMCRO, in my opinion. You lose 3 members because you didn't give up your cuts.
Could you argue, though, it's more Jax just calling Alvarez's bluff?
True. And then Bobby's says to Alvarez, I know it's like the summer of peace or whatever, but I don't think killing the charters, the Moiler Charters VP would go well for you. He insinuating that would cause a full out war. And then Alvarez kind of backs down and he spits on Jax's VP patch, and then they get taken away. But it's it kind of would have been funny, I think, if Alvarez just turned around and shot someone else then, if he shot Bobby or shot Opie. Or even if there was a prospect that wasn't called Half-Sack, just some jobber prospect, and he turned around and shot him.
Or shot Chucky.
I shot Chucky.
Shot Chucky's 2 fingers off.
But I don't know, I just felt Alvarez had them in a good position. And he kind of just let them walk. After they essentially kind of betrayed him and said there was a peace deal when there wasn't. And tried to get him killed. I feel like Alvarez was very lenient here.
He was, but I think just backing up what Bobby said, killing the Mother Charters VP's not a smart... I mean, realistically, right, say he kills Jax here. Right, say he does. Right, we're going to make a fid in that. What's the point of not killing Bobby and Opie?
I don't think he would.
That's what I'm saying, though. So, he would be essentially killing 3 fucking massive...
Well, he'd be weakening the club, wouldn't he?
He fucking would, man.
Meanwhile, we have Clay, Tig, everyone else. They are trying to retrieve the guns, and they started getting shot at. We get the rest of the league. They arrive, and basically, the Suns are outnumbered here, 4 to... Must be about 4 to 10.
I think it's 48.
Clay's cover me as he tries to get the guns into the back of the pickup truck. They don't even have their fan. Jax has took the fan, so Clay's having to use the fucking Teller model pickup truck here to try.
Not obviously who that belongs to.
To try and transport the guns. And Clay's trying to get the guns, but no one. Tig just doesn't even bother covering him. Tig's too busy hiding.
He looks at him and he's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to help him. Then he doesn't help him.
So Half-Sack then runs out and lays down some cover and fire. Then Tig just jumps in the Telemoro truck.
And Clay just gives him the biggest death stare known to man.
And they're like, you know what? Forget about the guns. We'll get more guns. And Clay gets in and he's not... And Clay's been staring at a lot of people in this episode. Especially Tig. He confronted Tig earlier at Telemoro
about switch, bro.
About how he felt like Tig wasn't able to do his job anymore, and that this whole Donna thing had changed him, which I think is understandable. Of course, it would change him, but yeah, I don't think Clay is very happy with his.
I think he's just pissed off at everyone, and he's took out on Tig.
Yeah, Tig. I think
Tig knows like all the truth, and therefore you can take it out on him.
Yeah, if he takes it on someone else, he'll be like, "Why the fuck are you having to go at me?" Like, you know what I mean? Whereas Tig, I guess, understands maybe Tig blames himself partly for the friction between Clay and Jax.
Exactly, but it's at this point where so Bell's lieutenant, can't remember his name, but he says to Weston, I will take the guns off your hands and we'll make the delivery because you're a risk, you're a flight risk, which of course Weston's not happy about, and it turns out...
You better watch your tone.
Of course, they're selling, well, I say they're selling the guns,
they're gifting the guns to the Mayans.
Which Alvarez is questioning, like, why do you not want any money?
So Bell's like, it's an investment.
Fucking give me some money, give Fog Entertainment some investment.
So obviously, Weston couldn't be here because, I mean, first of all, I think if Sibel was selling guns to the Mayans, Weston would probably kill him. But if Weston knew that Sibel was just giving them away to the Mayans, giving them away to the Spix, as he would call them, then
fuck no. So
can you imagine?
It would be off the table.
I think Weston would just clip everyone.
He would. I think he'd literally just lay the smack down. But you know what? It's time for dinner.
Yeah, it's dinner time. Tara arrives. She confronts Gemma, who apparently threatened her boss at work, Margaret Murphy, who I do not like.
Passionate conversation in the elevator.
Gemma says that she had a passionate conversation. Tara says to Gemma, look, the club is the club, but my life is my life. Stay out of it, or else I might be sucking dick for a living. And she walks off.
We dig at Lila there.
Yeah, then she tells Lila. Lila turns up with like food, and then Tara says like, "Oh, what we serving for dessert? Hand jobs." And Lila throws down whatever she brought and storms out. Opie and Jax arrive. Lila says that Tara's a bitch. This seems to annoy Opie, and Opie's like annoyed at Jax, and it's like, fuck me, Jax wasn't even here. I mean,
Opie, fuck. No, it gets me right.
And Jax is kind of like, sorry, but I mean...
Obviously, Lila's established, right? But see all the women that are helping out Gemma with the dinner? They're all fucking whores as well, so it's not like Lila's...
Yeah, why are they picking on Lila? Like, it's not like she's...
But obviously, for the sake of the storyline, they've kind of got a feud, so yeah. Anyway...
Did you see Season 5 fucking Gemma? Biggest whore of them all. Anyway,
exactly.
They get into the... Jax, Opie get in, they get confronted by Clay. Clay arrives back with Tig. Basically, everyone's arguing. Clay's like, where the hell were you? Tig's like, we needed you. Bobby's like, yeah, well, I was with the guys. Opie tries to take the blame. He says he was...
You're helping me, Clay.
But then again, I wouldn't say this was Opie's fault. I mean, this is Jax's business.
I know.
Caracara is Jax's... That's his deal. That's his thing.
Exactly.
The only thing... just because Lila says, I want Ope, how does that automatically mean it's Ope's fault?
I know, but he took it for the team.
He did. Ope took one for the
Tig's
team.
Sitting there fucking, we're trying to get back our guns in front of like 30 people. It's got nothing to do with
like, not now. Save it for the table. And then we get an officer coming in. And when I say an officer, I don't mean unser because I think you could call him
He's
an officer.
He's probably sitting at the table, fuck's sake, with his napkin.
What one? The kitchen or the club? So yeah, Hale comes in and he says he's got a bit of bad news, and he reveals that Luann Delaney was found off the intersection, dead.
Yeah.
Beaten up.
And therefore...
Savaged. Bludgeoned.
He walks out, everyone's shocked. Clay kind of puts two and two together because Jack said that they had payback for Caracara.
Did you cause this?
What do you want about, brother?
Is this on you? And then Bobby's like, nah, it's on all of us. Anyway. And then Tig and Bobby keep pushing each other about. And then Clay's like, do you see what you're doing to this club?
I risked my ass for this club. Again, Jax, you know what? He kind of did, because the point you're on about earlier, where he said he fucking gave it all. He's like, this patch ain't coming off me,
Then
so he did.
Clay's like, saying to Jax, Clay's trying to point out that Jax is like maybe like selfish and doesn't care about the club. Jax then tells Clay, "You're as delusional as you are crippled."
Good line. Fucking done him in.
But then Clay replies with, no, he says, "You're as blind as you are crippled," and then Clay turns around and goes, "No, the blind guy's in jail with no wife because you got her killed." And then Jax like responds back and pushes Clay, and it's like, "I'm not the one murdering women." And everyone's like just pushing and shoving, and then Gemma just grabs all the food that I'm fucking starving, by the way, right now. I would have ate whatever this was in the plate.
Roast beef platter.
But it just gets smashed onto the table, and Gemma like screams, and the episode ends with everybody just kind of looking at each other and go, fuck, dinner's been cancelled at the Morals. So yeah, that was the end of the episode, guys. A really good episode. I felt like a lot happened.
It's like, no, but it's like these scenes, like this scene at the end, the scene with Alvarez, the scene even with like Lynn, it just feels fucking good.
It does, but you know what I mean? You've got so much in it. You've got Albert, you've got the Mayans, you've got the Chinese, you've got like Jax doing his own thing, you've got Clay doing his own thing, you've got club stuff, you've got the the porn business, you've got Opie getting into a relationship, you've got Jax and his relationship with Tara trying to explain the letters. So much going on in this episode. I was probably I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 9 because you know what? It's not one of those episodes. It didn't need death. Well, I know Luann died, right? But realistically, she's not.
It's kind of like off screen, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. It didn't need deaths. It didn't need shit ton of action. It was literally using the established characters you've got and
there was enough action. There was some confrontations. There was a shootout.
No, there was. But, what made it for me was the conversations, the interactions.
Yep. Even Chucky took a punch, so I mean, quite a lot happened here.
Brilliant, guys. But anyway, we're giving it a 9 out of 10. Let's dive in to our MVP and quote of the episode. Jackson Nathaniel Teller grabs MVP. He is the main man, but he doesn't grab too many MVPs. But I feel in this episode, Big Charlie Hunnam stepped up to the task in numerous scenes. Alvarez with Clay, and even with Georgie and those sort of scenes with Hope. I thought he really nailed it. He was very consistent and brilliant. And that brings us to, though, quote the episode. There was a lot, right? We could have literally gave it to any member of the cast this episode. Maybe that's a wee bit too much, but it's always Clay, right? It's Ron Perlman. And it is, you already did in my book, Chucky. And what a man, what a legend. Just don't follow him on Twitter, and then your estimation of Ron Perlman as a man will drastically go down. But anyway, folks, that is it for Morrow Mondays. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Check out Teller Tuesdays tomorrow, episode 9. What's it called? I think it's called like Falx Celebre or whatever. So yeah, all that good stuff. Can't wait for it. But until then, peace.